I don't know the answer to anything, but I know that we have been betrayed as an American people. We just have. One thing that stuck with me that I had no idea of was a, a video that Johnny Harris made when he was talking about the people from how people lived in the 1960s to now in 50 years. And one of the biggest things that stood out was the CEOs compared to the entry level worker made 3, 5, 6 times, whatever it was, made like 3, 5, 6 times what the base level person made or the average worker made. And that grew as like increases grew. It kind of just went up or whatever. And then at some point it just went boom to where now we're making 300 times more than the average person. That's wrong. I mean, that's wrong. I used to work for On Track, a shipping company. Terrible company, by the way. But anyway, I knew the VP or something made 10 million. I don't remember the exact number, but he made, let's say, $10 million. And then he got a $5 million end of year bonus, Christmas bonus. $5 million. Meanwhile, there's people making $17.50 an hour who busted their ass every day for peanuts and got no reward. Now, I'm not saying they should get that bonus, but it's almost immoral that someone who's making $10 million should get $5 million more when the bottom level people who are good people, they just don't have, something happened. They're like me. I never took advantage of any opportunity. In fact, I like being at the bottom. I don't know why. Got my own problems. We all have our own problems, but there should be no less dignity. But making 500 times less than someone at the same company is not given any dignity. When you're making $10 million a year, you get a $5 million bonus. How about you get a $2.5 million bonus and spread the love around to the people who work for your company? I mean, it's not nothing. Like, what is that $5 million to you when you could change the lives of maybe hundreds of people? We lost our morals and we lost our character. And when you see the leftists and the problems with the world, and you see the democratic socialists and Mondami and the people voting for them, they're not wrong. They may be misguided in their answer, but they're not wrong. It's a problem. And it's a betrayal to the common person. And I love people. And we all make mistakes. And we all have our own path. And our own path is good. Maybe you have regrets. I've had other jobs to where I didn't apply myself. I was just, entry-level guy, stayed there for a decade. I did that at Choice Hotels. I don't know why I haven't been more ambitious, but I'm not. I haven't been. So I understand that I'm not the CEO. But that doesn't mean our lives can't have dignity. That doesn't mean the CEOs have to make $400 million while I make $20,000 and people say that's okay. And then they get a $40 million bonus and you don't get anything. It's wrong. It's just wrong. So you want to know what's wrong with our country? That's it. That's it. We've lost our way. We lost what it is. We lost the plot. We lost the fact that we're all in it together. And it's not communism. Communism's a failed work. But when your life sucks, man, you want a utopian vision. You want to still believe that good things are possible. But when a CEO gets $5 million and you made $20,000 and he doesn't give you nothing, then maybe capitalism's wrong and it needs to be torn down. That's what's going on today. We need to be good people. We need our voices heard, and we need actions on those voices. And if we do that, things will be okay. We need to listen to each other. We need to be good to each other. We need to give people respect, and we need to give people dignity. If we do that, we'll be greater. We'll have all the more modern things that China has. There's a reason China can do stuff. They're authoritarian. We're not. We're rugged, hardcore individuals. I hope you don't lose that. It makes me nervous every day. Every day. I'm nervous for the future of the country. But maybe that's just old man Randall being nervous for the country. I don't know. But we have been betrayed, and that's why. And we can get better. And I'm not going to give lessons about what to do anymore. I don't give lessons anyway, but I'm just going to make videos to myself talking about how you live regardless of the situation around you. As the world falls, as it goes into destruction, there's only one thing that you can control: how you act and how you see it happening. There are no bad events. There are just events which you apply your perspective on. And you can be happy in destruction. You can be happy in death. You can also be happy in you can also be destroyed in paradise. I didn't make a video for a while because I don't know what to do. I lost my ideas. I lost my inspiration. And I went running. And I went running some more. And as I was doing DoorDash, because my job doesn't make enough, and at night, instead of feeling sorry for myself, I put on David Goggins, and I listened to the 1 hour videos of David probably 27 times, just over and over and over. I heard the same quotes 20 times in one night. I needed it because I was feeling sorry for myself. I no longer want to feel sorry for myself. I no longer want to hide the fact that I screwed up as a kid. I no longer want to be ashamed of the things I didn't pursue. And I hope you can learn from mistakes. I hope there's something that I can offer you. I hope you watch my video. Now let's get after it. Let's become our best selves. Let's understand that there is God and you don't have to be afraid to die, because if you are not afraid to die, you can finally live. You can finally live. It's true. It's corny as hell, but it's true. If you think this is all there is, you will sacrifice everything about you just for another breath. Rugged individualism who believes in God. Let's do it. Let's get after it. Thank you. I'm 43. When I was 20, I got arrested for robbing my high school, burglarizing my high school. And I used to work at a golf course at the time, and I was a decent golfer. I wasn't great. But I remember I was going to take the player's ability test literally like that Sunday. But instead I got arrested on a Friday, to turn like club pro and maybe work at a golf course or whatever. And I got arrested, spent the week, and guess what? I was on the news on every local station, and I was in the paper. I had no more golf career after that. That part is true. The part that I was taking the player's ability test, which I have repeated hundreds of times, that's not true. I lied about that. Why? I don't know. It would make me feel better about myself if people believe that I was actually worth something. But it's pretty embarrassing. Kind of ashamed of that today. But we all make mistakes. I'm not going to hide from my mistakes before. I was going to join the military too. I was going to join. I was living in Las Vegas, and I went through all the steps. I went to San Diego. I took the MEPS, and I had to get a drug test. I smoked too much weed at the time. And I remember talking to the guy, at the dude who had to give me the clearance, and he was like, "So, no, he had to clear me on my criminal history." And I said, I was coached up from my recruiter, and he's like, "When drugs come up, just tell them you smoked maybe like 10 times." It was peer pressure every single time. So I said to him, he goes, "So here, it looks like you've had a history of marijuana." And I said, "Yes, sir. I smoked 10 times. It was all peer pressure, sir." He goes, "Okay, tell you what. In 6 months, if you take a drug test, you're in the Navy." And in 6 months, I was, 20 again, living with my mom at my parents' house, not like a homeless career criminal destined whatever. I was sitting at home and I was comfy again, and I didn't need that out, and I passed it up. I was like, screw that. That is a true story. I am ashamed of that.